Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Is that music in? All right. Hey, it's Black Friday. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Great to see you all. Let me take that off. Boom. It is Friday. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope we go. So let me ask you, your leadership, is it a Black Friday special every single day? Or do you show up sometimes, or do you show up some days and you give your best, and then most people are disappointed with what they got, right? Well, you buy something on Amazon right now, you have until January 31st to return it. What happens when somebody buys your leadership, when somebody buys your courage, when somebody buys your faith, your conversation, your experience? Are they looking to return it? Are they looking to sell it again? Is your conversation, is your information worthy of being sold again? Listen, there's people who go to yard sales and buy stuff cheap and resell it. Question for you, is anybody reselling your information? This is leadership. See, when you understand the value of leadership, anyone can buy a Bible. There's a handful of people, more than a handful of people on the planet who want to teach you about what's in the Bible, their version of it, their impression of it, their story of it, their interpretation of it. You're going to buy books and tapes and trainings and series and conversations and connections, and you're going to resell it. You're going to have a conversation with people, and you're going to change the way people look at things. So now my question to you is, on this Black Friday, what are you going to buy? And how do you determine if something is a good price? Usually they tell you it's this and now it's this. It's this and now it's this. You're looking for specials and deals on this day. Yes, yes. So now the real question is, what's the Black Friday special you have? See, I have a Black Friday special for people who are part of my community, that they can have access to all of my programs, for $297. $297 gets you the 16 hours of the Science of Getting Rich, the 7 weeks of the Self-Talk Academy, the Secret Sauce, get you access to the 12-week mastermind. You got to be part of my community. So if you want that, feel free to reach out. It's only for today. It's only for today. And you've got to reach out to me personally. There's no website. There's no landing page. You just have to be somebody who's part of my community. And I value your time and your energy. Now, you can share this with people. You can share this with friends, and you can bring tremendous value to them. But it's about, $10,000 worth of content, $10,000 worth of programs that you can have access to for $297, but you're going to have to reach out to me. So that being said, let's move on. My question to you is this: why would you put stuff on special? Well, for retailers, for those in the C to B business, company to I guess B to B is business to business, C to C, company to customer, right? This is when they make most of their money. This is when most people are preparing for what? The holiday of Christmas, Hanukkah. They're going to spend a bunch of money, and they want to get things on special. They want to get things at a deal. This is where most retailers used to be, right? When we were little, retailers would make their money. They'd make about 60 to 70% of their income during this time. So if that's the case, when do you make your money? What's your Black Friday special on Monday, right? Even Amazon now, right, has Cyber Monday somewhere in July or whatever it is. What do you have for sale? What's your special for today? What's your everyday Black Friday special? Kind of got you thinking. What are you selling? Well, I don't really like to sell people. I'm not into sales. Well, Zig Ziglar said sales is a transference of enthusiasm. So if you're going to lead, this whole month of November is about leadership, right? Next month is about expansion. How do you take all of the 11 months that we've talked about, and how do you expand that internationally? How do you expand that globally? How do you expand outside of your city, outside of your state, outside of your country? How do you take your business and expand it around the world? I've done that. I've built fairly large organizations around the world, and I'll teach you that in the month of December. This month is all about leadership. We just finished up Thanksgiving. Everybody was very thankful. Everybody was very grateful. Here's my question. Yesterday was a day of gratitude and happiness and joy. How many of you have already been pissed off today? You got mad at something. Somebody forgot the cranberry sauce. I don't know. My point is why are you allowing a calendar to dictate your happiness? Why are you allowing your schedule to dictate your happiness? Oh, I have to go to this class. I have to go to that class. I've got to go to this training. I got to go to that training. I got to go to this doctor. I got to go to this party. Yay! I got to go. I got to go to this event. I got to go to this event. Yay! Why are you allowing any schedule, anything on your phone to dictate your happiness? Because you have decided to not lead you. Leadership starts with you. Leadership requires you to show up for you. So here's my question for you. How are you going to lead people today? What are you going to lead people in doing today? It's Black Friday. Well, this is when I take care of me. Okay. How do you fix that? How do you change that? What do you do with that? Hey, Mr. Paul, how are you, brother? So now the conversation comes, what do you got for sale? Well, I'm working on something. I don't know how to put a program together. I don't know how to put a course together. It's not what I said. That's what you heard. That's not what I said. What I asked you is what do you have for sale? Do you have a PDF? Listen, I'm a very good friend of mine, Ray Higdon, says, ILT, invest. You've invested in stuff. You've invested in books and trainings and conversations. L, learn it enough to teach it. Let's see here. I'm just going into my archive over here. Those are all okay. So what is this? What's this book? Think and Grow Rich, a classic, right? So let's say you own the book Think and Grow Rich. I'm just going to open it randomly. Organized planning, over caution. The person who takes no chances generally has to take whatever is left when others are through choosing. Can you create a training on that? Can you create 5 or 6 bullet points about that? See, here's the thing. If you can't, Cal Newport would say, you've been doing a lot of shallow work. A lot of shallow work. It's time to do some deeper work. It's time to get a little bit more focused on what's behind door number 1, what's behind door number 2. So let me read that again. This is Think and Grow Rich. I don't know what chapter, page 189 in my book. Over caution. The person who takes no chances generally has to take whatever is left when others are through choosing. So right now, here's my question for you. Are there people choosing what they want today? Now, granted, it's Black Friday. There's a lot of people who are shopping, cyber shopping, doing all of this stuff. Yes, a lot of people are choosing, and they may run out of inventory. So what is the thing that in your world, in your niche, in your what am I looking for? In your center of influence, in the business that you operate in the world that you circle in your world, not mine, not anybody else's, your world. What are the things that people are searching for that you have for them to buy from? Is it your smile? Could be your smile. Could be the way your hair looks. People love you. What's the thing people compliment you about? your tenacity, your sagacity, your attention to detail. How do people identify you? See, that's the thing is, are you worthy of being a choice? Oh, snap. Are you worthy of being a choice? I believe you are. I choose you. Why do other people choose you? What's the thing that Emerson said this. Emerson said, I think it was Emerson. Don't you quote, here's the quote. I'm not sure. I'm almost positive Emerson said this. He said, there's something you do so well, people wish they could do it half as well. We're going over to a friend's house again for a Friendsgiving the day after Thanksgiving, right? We're going over, and I make stuffed mushrooms that people wait all year long for my mushrooms. I'm not a mushroom cook. Oh, that one made me giggle. I do cook mushrooms. I cook stuffed mushrooms. They're amazing. They're awesome. But that's something I do very well. I don't do souffles. I don't do cannolis. Those are stuffed. I don't do cannolis. I do stuffed mushrooms. That's something I do very well. And that's all I do. That's all they ask me for. What is it that your community is asking you for that you're not giving them? That they're having to go someplace else to find it. They're having to go someplace else to buy it. They're having to go someplace else to learn it when they could learn it from you because it's something you do so well. Oh, what do you say? Does that make sense? I love the page that I opened up here too. Let me see what chapter this is. If I'm correct, overcautious. This is the organized planning. What chapter are you in here? Chapter 7. Chapter 7, organized planning. So yeah, are you overcautious? What Napoleon Hill talks about, leaders are quick to make a decision and slow to change. How many of you have made a decision to start your own business and then 3 months in you decided, it's too hard? A year in, you've decided, it's too hard. This conversation brought to you by Berry Blue Ketones. If you want to put your brain on fire and rewire it, ketones will be a good thing for you to do. So, what can people buy from you? What do they buy from you? Do they buy that you're amazing? Do they buy that you're incredible? Do they buy that you're diligent? Do they buy that you're determined? Do they buy that you're delusional? Do they buy that you're cranky? Do they buy something from you every day? Whether it's an online purchase or not. See, Steve Jobs said that your reputation is what people say about you when you left the room. When you leave the room, when you leave social media, when you're not there, what do people say about you? That's what they're selling. That's what you've sold them on. Do they sell you on your inconsistency, or do you sell them on your consistency? Do you sell them on your creativity, or do you sell them on your confusion? Do you sell them on your joyousness, or do you sell them on you're always jammed up? You've always got a problem. You're always dealing with a situation. Just asking for a friend, just asking for a friend. So now what happens? What changes today? What are you going to put on sale today? What are you going to no longer put on the market for sale? What are you going to take off the shelf of your inventory that people can no longer buy? Some people show up for you with you to buy your frustration. Maybe. Do they show up to buy your joy and your happiness and your creativity? Do they show up to hear your voice? One of the things, I was listening to a gentleman who worked with Diana, Princess Diana, and has worked with actors, and Roger Love is the US version, and this other gentleman, where is here it is. Let's see. Stuart Pierce, what was his name? I'll think of it. I'll find it here in a minute in one of my journals. Might be in the car I took with me yesterday. He was talking about you need to find your note. Your note. The note of your voice that resonates with you. The challenge is we're always up here in our chest, and we're breathing up here. And when people breathe, they breathe up here, and then there's a lot of nasally that comes out, and a lot of nasally that comes out shoots your voice right out from the back of your throat, and it cuts people. If you were speaking right now, if you're sitting in your room and you want to talk and you grab your nose, do you hear the voice? Do you hear your voice changing? Because if you are, you're not hearing your nasal, and that's what's happening when you're doing things. You're very nasally. And nasally isn't a resonance that people respond to. How fast do you speak? Do you speak the same speed? Do you always speak the same speed whenever you speak? Do you have this conversation? See, that's what people are buying. Do they buy your music? You may have great content, but they can't hear you. Listen, if you put The Secret, if you put Think and Grow Rich into some of today's, I don't even know what to call it. I don't know if it's rap. I don't know what it is. Some of today's lyrics, and you were to replace just the lyrics with Think and Grow Rich, I couldn't listen to it. The music doesn't soothe my soul. Now, that's just me. I'm not saying the music is bad. I'm just saying for me, it doesn't work. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know what I mean. Some people don't like classical music. Some people don't like country music. The words are amazing. It's just the music doesn't work. How many of you let's see here, drop an L in the chat, If you do not like to listen to yourself on audio, if you do not like to listen to your voice on recordings, drop an L in the chat. Here's why I ask that. Because if you don't like the sound of your voice, there's an issue. You subconsciously understand that if you don't like the sound of your voice, you come across with this sound that you're not going to like. So if you're not going to like the sound of it, how are you going to like the sound of saying it? That's a rewire that's necessary. That's where you need to take more practice. Because listen, your voice is beautiful. It's attached to you. We may love the sound of your voice. If you don't, well, there's a story hidden in there. So I would ask you, can you add some music to your voice? What's on sale today is everything about you. See, what's on sale every day is the first 5 seconds. How long? Seconds. When you first meet somebody, whether they meet you on social media, they meet you online, they meet you anywhere, the first 5 seconds, 105 decisions were made subconsciously. In the first 5, that's why you can't remember somebody's name. Your brain is so squirrely trying to identify all of the threats. What's the brain look for? 2 things. Will this kill me, or how fast could I recognize the pattern? How many of you, listen carefully, Drop a 2 in the chat if you've ever met somebody and said, wow, they're a lot like so-and-so. Well, they remind me of so-and-so. They are nothing like so-and-so. What your brain is doing the second thing. Will it kill me? They're not going to kill me. Second thing, how fast could I put them in a pattern that I don't have to create a new pattern just for them, a new set of neural network inside my brain for this person. So we link them to somebody else. Oh my gosh, they sound like so-and-so. They look like so-and-so. They sound like they act like so-and-so. You follow me? We put them in the box that we're aware of. Absolutely, Diane. So here's my point. Who do people correlate you with? Who do people box you up with? I've been blessed by some people who have spent time with Jim Rohn that said, oh my God, you're just like Jim Rohn. I said, I appreciate the compliment. They say, no, your delivery, your conversations, your connection. It's a lot like Jim Rohn. And these are people, one of them is the only person living who has spent the most time on stage with Jim Rohn. Still living, Larry Thompson. I consider that a great honor. I've had other people tell me I sound like a horse's ass. Two totally ends of a spectrum. What do you sound like? What's the music in your voice? What's the music in your voice? What's on sale today? What is your everyday Black Friday sale? What do people feel that whenever they get around you, the time, the energy, the effort, the love, the caring that you exude, that you expand upon, that you give away? Are you a Black Friday special every single day? What would happen? What would happen if you became a Black Friday special every single day? Would that be cool? And then what happens when the value of your story, the value of your mission, the value of your vision keeps becoming more valuable and more valuable and more valuable and more valuable? Tony Robbins charges $1 million to mentor people one-on-one. He didn't start out there. Every expert starts as a what? A beginner. What are you working to become an expert at? What will be the thing that you are known for, that when people circle in your energy orbit, people travel for miles, people travel for hours, people travel for days, people travel for weeks, people start to save money for months to come to one of your events? Joe Dispenza does a week-long meditational training and brain reading and training and all of this. They sell out in minutes, like rock concerts sells out in minutes, like a rock concert. You almost have to know somebody to get a ticket. What would that feel like for you to offer something and be sold out instantly? What would that feel like to put up an offer and 1,000 people buy it? What would it be like to be, I don't know, a real estate agent? That people will buy any house that you have to offer because they know they're going to get world-class service. That's the biggest challenge, is that we don't see ourselves as world-class leaders. You are. You have the ability to touch the world. You are leading the world. It doesn't take much to elevate yourself to a world-class level of leadership. So I'll leave you with that today. What will you do to lead yourself, to lead your community, to be a Black Friday special every single day, even at twice the price? And again, for those that want it, this is only on here. You got to be live. You got to be part of it today only. If you want access to, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 worth of my training for $297, just reach out to me and I'll get you access, because I don't have a website for it. I don't have it all linked up. This is just an impromptu thing. For $297, you can have access to all of the trainings that I have. And I'll just get you, I got to set you up as a password for each one. So there you go. Self-Talk Academy, Secret Sauce Academy, the 12-week mastermind, all of that stuff. But that offer ends today at noon, because I'm going to be busy the rest of the afternoon and I'm not going to be around to see your email. So you got till noon today. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours. I love you tons. I appreciate you. I love you, Instagram. Thank you so very much. Have a great Black Friday. Thank you for being, thank you for being on sale today. And thank you for not being cheap. I love you tons. I will see you where? I'll see you Monday. Till then, have a great holiday weekend. Bye for now. And YouTube, I love you tons. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you all back where? Back here Monday, same bat time, same Misfit channel.